Mhm. How are you this morning?
Doing well. Yeah, a lot of journaling. So
Oh, cool. Cool.
We're good.
We're good? Okay. I don't have an indicator. So if you say we're live, Susan, are we live? I guess that's yes.
We are live.
Very good. Well, welcome to 2021, ladies and gentlemen, and all who are watching, wherever you are, whoever you are, however you are. We are grateful to be with you, whether you're watching this live or later. I am your long lost friend, Dr. J from the Althea Center. And 2021 is going to be an extraordinary year for the Althea community, promising magnificent growth and profound evolution, whether you like it or not. So with that, I would love to get right into our announcements. We have such a special day planned for you, or a special morning. One of my, it's we love every single musician that we have. We don't have musicians at Althea if we don't love and adore them. But I have a very special place in my heart for Joseph Desposito, who is going to be with us shortly. Joe is a musical talent that is difficult to describe. If you don't remember him from the past, you will not forget him after today. And what makes him so extraordinary is the way his consciousness and heart can be felt through his extreme musicality. That's all I got to say. So if you're watching and you're not sure if you're going to stick around for Joe, and then you can go. All right. What do we have coming up? Well, there will be lots of things unfolding soon, but just to kick off the year, we have a special program that I'm running starting on Tuesday night. That's this Tuesday, and it's called the 40-Day Life Renewal. Now, you might have seen it listed as the 40-Day Life Detox, but a lot of people were reacting to the word detox because they weren't sure if they wanted to quit something or if they had bad habits, and they were just generally overthinking the whole thing. This is a 40-day journey that a group of us will take together, as many of you as wants to join us, with whatever you want to start the year off looking at, embracing, changing, stopping, starting. It can be emotional, physical, spiritual. It can literally be detox, or it can just be exploring a new way of being or committing to a spiritual practice that you want to invest in for 40 days. We will meet live weekly, and I will share teachings around change and growth and transformation, but we will also discuss what we're learning, what we're experiencing, and how it's going. So I really recommend that. That is our big focus and highlight for kicking off the year. Diversity dialogues are going to be beginning soon. Mariposa's incredible conversations about identity, focusing on themes and topics from the LGBTQ community. And this will be Wednesday, January 6th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And you can participate this Wednesday in shaping the diversity dialogues of this year. So they will be planning out the themes for 2021. I encourage you to take part. Also, you've heard about Healing Meditation 1 with Suzanne Hunt. That is coming up right away. And sorry, I'm just double checking something. Yes, you can early register until January 10th. So check it out. It's all online. It's all on our classes page. People love her classes, and I suggest you consider that. The last announcement is our Legends and Luminaries event, which people raved about. You would love it too, Joe. It was absolutely amazing. 2 hours of conversations with 9 of the world's most respected voices in spirituality and the transformation of consciousness. It was such an honor to do that. You can now buy the recording, whether you were there or not. People who were there can, of course, still get the recording for free until March 1st. That's my announcements. I want to get into my Opening reading and prayer so we can be blessed with what Joe has prepared for us today. So, on that note, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes wherever you are. Take a big, big breath in, as big as you can. Hold it. Notice where you're feeling tension, tightness, or distraction, and let it go long, slowly, fully. Feel your body soften. Feel your mind relax and your heart open. And let us take this moment to remember that in the stillness and the silence of life, we are together. We are as one with the creative force of life. There is no love or wisdom that remains unavailable to us when we are in silence and stillness. So continue, work with your breath deeply in, long, slow exhales. Feel yourself slowing down and softening. As we remember in this New Year's gathering, all the gatherings that preceded us in our community for over 130 years, groups big and small, gathered on this day, setting intention, feeling hope, and affirming the oneness of spirit in all. And if you remember, you can join with me in reading our statement of being. God is all, both invisible and visible, one presence, one mind, one power is all. And this one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God and are ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. Staying with this reflection, keeping your eyes closed and your breath like the natural rhythms of life, drawing life force in, releasing whatever no longer serves you for the year ahead. Feel yourself moving deeper and deeper into the quiet sense of knowing that no matter where you see this, no matter when you hear this, we are as one together. And so, with your eyes closed and your heart open, I want to read a beautiful poem, a blessing that begins our gathering. And from there, I will turn the screen to my brother Joe, who will be taking us on a small journey of heart and soul into the questions and the promise of this year. We all drink from one water. We all breathe from one air. We rise from one ocean and we live under one sky. Remember, we are one. The newborn baby cries the same. The laughter of children is universal. Everyone's blood is red and our hearts beat the same song. Remember, we are one. We are all brothers and sisters, together only one family, only one earth. Together we live, together we die. Remember, we are one. Peace be on you, brothers, sisters, sacred family of this life. Peace be on you. Brother Joe?
Hello, everyone. I can't see any of you, but I trust that you're out there. I thought a lot about what music to play to bring in the new year and bring all of these complex themes together. So I thought a nostalgic song, a song sung by the Scarecrow and the Wizard of Oz, some Walt Whitman, and a song about a tree would be the best fit. So here we go. I would while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. While my head I'd be scratching, and my thoughts were busy hatching. If I only had a brain, I'd unravel every riddle for any individual in trouble or in pain. With the thoughts I'd be thinking, I could be another Lincoln if I only had a brain. Oh, I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore. I could think of thoughts I never thought before, and then I'd sit and think some more. I would not be just a nothing, my head all full of stuffing, my heart all full of pain. I would dance and be merry, life would be a ding-a-dairy if I only had a brain. Gosh, it would be awful pleasing to reason out the reason of things I can't explain. And perhaps I deserve you and be even worthy of you if I only had a brain. If I only had a brain. If I only had a brain. So there's those two, which I think were born to be played as a set. And now we'll move on to some poetry from probably my favorite poet, Walt Whitman. I take a lot of inspiration from him in his writing alone and in the way he puts words together, but also in how ahead of his time and how timeless his work is. So many of his poems, sometimes I can't believe when they were written. This one was written in 1855, but I think it works pretty well today. With music strong I come, with my cornets and my drums. I play not marches for accepted victors only. I play marches for conquered and slain persons. Have you heard that it was good to gain the day? I also say it is good to fall. Battles are lost in the same spirit in which they are won. I beat and pound for the dead. I blow through my embouchures, my loudest and gayest for them. Vivas to those who have failed, and to those whose war vessels sank in the sea, to those themselves who sank in the sea, and to the generals that lost engagements and all overcome heroes, and the numberless unknown heroes equal to the greatest heroes known. These are really the thoughts of all men in all ages and lands. They are not original with me. If they are not yours as much as mine, they are nothing, or next to nothing. If they are not the riddle and the untying of the riddle, they are nothing. If they are not just as close as they are distant, they are nothing. This is the grass that grows wherever the land is and the water is. This, the common air that bathes the globe. This past late spring, I was on a bike ride, and as many people I would imagine are, was feeling a bit isolated and pretty lonely, not getting to see friends or family or so many of the people that I care about. And luckily the sights and sounds and things in this bike ride left me feeling much less alone. And that's something I very much appreciate about this past year, is the way it demanded expanding past our humanness to find connection. When we couldn't sit down and eat dinner with people we love, we had to find a different way. And the birds and trees and sights of that morning led to this song and helped me feel a little bit better about all that. Solitary cottonwood growing on your own. Are you happy where you stand, or do you wish you had a grove in which to grow? Boisterous little chickadee singing in that tree. Are you sad your song's unanswered, or are you happy just to be up in that tree? Into the stream that feeds that tree, as if you were its mother. Why is it that you wind? Are you searching for another with whom you'd grow? To the crescent moon that's rising just before the sun, Are you sad to be outshone? Do you wish the night would come? Leave this day undone. And to the man beside that stream, beneath the bird who sings his songs, up in that tree, beneath the moon, which has faded now. Are you happy where you sit, or are you sad that you're alone? Are you scared that you're alone? Why do you think that you're alone? You're not alone. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Joe. I can't thank you enough, and for your beautiful words, your song, um, everything that you are. It's a gift, really. And I do want to let people know, and I'll talk about this again at the end. We're going to give them your email because Joe actually helps people who write music and who want to evolve their gifts as musicians. And I also know that you are an environmentalist and that you're a part of a sustainability newsletter. So there's all kinds of good stuff people can learn about you if they want to. So we'll make sure we connect people with you. And thank you again. Uh, every choice, every word, every melody, such a gift.
Thanks.
So to those of us who remain for our gathering, there's so much here in Joe's words and his work that we want to reflect on. And the first thing, of course, is this idea of how do we celebrate a new year when we have been a part of so much disappointment and so much loss. And what I've heard from a lot of people is not only the kind of excitement about moving on to a new year, um, but also I've heard a lot of people express some sort of despair and concern and lack of energy or even desire to make resolutions or to create intentions because they're still recovering from what we've experienced. It's in that sort of mixed emotion that I'd like to share a story. And I'd like to dedicate this story to our community members, each and all, but most significantly to our community members that have left us for another world in 2020 and recently before 2020. I'm thinking of Jodine. I'm thinking of Jean May. Some of you knew Judy Beggs, um, Ariel, our dear Pam, and most recently, and many of you won't know this, but Robert Beale, Bob Beale, very suddenly left us just before Christmas. Um, and it's still fresh, and still painful for many of us in the community that are close to him. In the spirit of remembering those that have gone to other worlds, let us remember one of the most important stories, one of the most important folk tales that I think we share around the world. The story of the frog in the well. Now, there's a lot of different versions of this story, and I want to make this a bit briefer, more brief today, because if you don't know, we have a little surprise in store. At 11:20, I will be wrapping up and moving to a group conversation, which means at 11:20, if you would like, we're going to leave Facebook and you're going to all join me in this Zoom room, and we're going to have some time together to see each other, to greet each other, to ask some questions, and spend, 20 minutes or so, maybe more, just connecting. So, long time ago, far, far away, there was a well, a deep well with a pool of water at the bottom and a frog who lived in the well. The frog was born in the well. The frog knew nothing but the well, the shimmering glass surface at the bottom, and the changing light in the distant world above. Once in a while, in the dark night, the moon would pass just so he could see something special and magnificent, and he thought, what a wonderful life I have. There were enough bugs and flies gathering around the water's edge. And of course, he had himself to adore and enjoy day after day. When the water was just so calm and the light was just right, he could appreciate the company of himself. One day, while the frog was resting in the afternoon, he heard a strange noise coming from far above, and then a dark figure. It was the head of a great turtle. Now, he'd never seen a turtle before, and he called out, "Who are you? What do you want from me?" And the turtle, smelling the water and searching the edge of the well, peered down and could just barely see the frog below. "Oh, you there. What are you doing down there?" she said. "It's me, Turtle. I was just smelling the water. Are you all right down there?" "Am I all right down there?" said the frog. "Are you crazy? What are you doing up there? You're gonna get killed. Don't you know that the world beyond the well is dangerous? How are you even surviving up there?" And the turtle kind of looked around, saw the beautiful oak trees swaying in the wind, saw the little stream moving by, the rolling hills and the ocean in the distance, the flowers, the hum of the day. And the turtle thought, "What? What are you talking about?" "Yes, yes, come down here," said the frog. It's beautiful down here. You have everything you could possibly need. Get out of there." And the turtle, thinking the frog was a little bit crazy, said, "My friend, I'm sure you have a nice home down there, but it seems you're unaware that the world is much bigger than you think, nor as dangerous." And the turtle went on with her day. The frog shook his head in panic. What is that turtle thinking? She's not going to survive. She's not going to survive. Well, time passes. The summer goes long and hot, and it turns out that for the first time, the well dries up. The well dries up. Now, instead of a shimmering pond with glistening light, it's growing dry and dusty. The bugs, the flies, the insects are all disappearing one by one. The frog is growing lonely and scared and hungry. Day after day, the frog thinks about what the turtle said. Is it possible? There's another world, another way? Seems unlikely. But with each passing hour now, the frog is becoming more frail, more scared, more alone. And so, feeling the last strength in his body, he decides to do the only thing he can do, which is to take a risk and see what is outside the well. Well, he leaps as best he can to the edge of the well, finding a stone just out of place so that he can land, get a foothold, and jump again. And then, gathering his strength, resting a while, he leaps again and again and again, and slowly makes his way up, hopping and climbing until he gets to the edge of the well, exhausted, just exhausted. And suddenly, his worst fears seem to be coming true. It is harsh and bright. He can see nothing but brilliant burning light and feel heat from the sun. He's been exposed like never before. But then his eyes begin to adjust. He feels the wind. He smells the flowers. He sees the stream, and he hops towards it where he cools off. Abundant flowing water and all kinds of water plants and insects. In the dry heat of the summer, life has gathered by the water's edge, and it's vibrant, and the frog experiences a joy that he has never known. Now, of course, you can expand the tale, but the lesson is simple. That each and every one of us live in a reality very much confined and contained by what we know. And we spend so much of our lives, too much of our lives, like the frog, not only in the isolation of the world that we have come to call our own, but looking into the mirror of our ego, thinking that our story is the only story, that what we've known determines or dictates what we will know, what we can know, or all that is. We are very much this frog, and anytime we leap out of it, whether it's because of a job or a relationship or a change in life, we find ourselves in a new well. And then we hear people tell us, maybe you could try something different. Maybe you could do it differently. But too often, we like the comfort of what we know, though it may be limited, though it may be small, though it is our ego we are in constant relationship with. We choose what we've always chosen. And this really presents the predicament and the promise of a new year. You see, when we become cynical about creating change because of the new year, making resolutions because of the new year, losing weight because of the new year, trying something new because of the new year, when we become cynical, it's a demonstration of the frog that we've become. The confines of the well, and that sense that we are in relationship only to what we've known, only to what goes on in our minds. How so? How so? Because the opportunity that's available to you this moment in the new year, in the vibrant January energy, is not to do something new. It's not to finally become something. It's to remember that there has been, and there always will be a greater world than that in which you live. No matter how vast your understanding of life is always bigger. Spirit is always bigger. God is always more. Love is always more. And so January is really an opportunity to let go of all the things that we are not, to let go all the barriers we have built up against our fullest experience of love and wholeness. January is not the opportunity for change. It is the time of choice. So if you feel some uncertainty, is this really the time to invest in myself? Is this really the time to change my habits? Is this really the time to commit to programs that promise change? Well, if you continue to think that the answer is yes, because the solutions and the changes are outside yourself, then you will stay confused throughout the change and beyond, and more likely won't complete. But if you understand that this is just an excuse, that's all. New Year's is just an excuse to remember who we really are, what we really are. It is a reminder on the calendar that we have forgotten. We have forgotten to love the wholeness of our lives. We have forgotten to love the wholeness of ourselves. We have forgotten to listen deeply, day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, to the eternal love and wisdom that is everywhere around us and within us. It is simply a knock at the door to bring us out of the well and back into the abundant light of life. Will January bring us something new? Will 2021 bring us something new? I hope not. I hope not. I hope it brings us something old. I hope it brings us something ancient. I hope it brings us something eternal, something that can never be new, for it always was and always will be. No. What January brings us is something infinite, something always, something evermore. However, the calendars, the emails, the classes, the 40-day life renewal, all these things are simply invitations to remember what we really are. Souls evolving, a spiritual journey offering endless transformation and extraordinary experience. For that, we don't need a new year, but we do need a reminder. We need a wake up. We need companionship. We need our practices, and more than anything, we need to make the choice. Choice is what will make this year different. Not a new president, not an old president, not the end of COVID or a new vaccine or going back to the way things were. Choice to wake up with the passion for that which has always been, to return to our center, to listen deeply, to commit to renewal and renewal and renewal, which simply means remembering the fullness of who and what we are. There can be no underestimating or overestimating the power of choosing again. E. Cummings once said, "You can never be reborn enough." So yes, I say, This is the day. Take this day and write all the things you'd like to stop, all the things you'd like to start, who to connect more with, who to connect less with. Write all the things you've forgotten, all the things you miss, and then circle everything within your control. Choose just a handful and begin. Make that choice. Don't be the frog in the well with the turtle calling to you right now. I guess that makes me the turtle. Arguing for your limits. If the world is what we create, if we are co-creators with spirit and consciousness and energy, then let us co-create with passion and purpose and openness and willingness to learn. What will this year be for you? You don't have to wait for any circumstance to change outside yourself. You only need to make the choice today, and then tomorrow, and then the next day. This is it. This is it. Today, you are as spiritual as you will ever be. The power to change is as great as it will ever be. The resources, the teachers, the opportunities, it's all here, as it always is. But right now, life is shining a light on it. The well is drying up. It's time to move beyond the world in which we live in constant relationship to self, and we put spirit, consciousness, life at the heart of every day, every moment. Today we begin a new dialogue, a dialogue that has always been happening, only you haven't been fully participating. This is our moment to love and learn and listen, to set down those commitments. So that whatever comes, we grow, we expand, and we learn to love more, to let go more, and to enjoy this life in love and balance more. So, it's a very simple message I have for you today, which is don't miss this opportunity, this day, this time of the year, this year. Savor every moment, savor every gratitude. In a few minutes, we will be transitioning to our Zoom conversation. I'm going to leave this screen and I'm going to appear in a different screen. In a few minutes, you'll get that, or in a few moments, you'll get that meeting ID to switch over. But before I go, I do have a blessing I'd like to leave you with and a few quick reminders. Our 40-day life renewal commitment begins Tuesday, January 5th. And I will help you with everything you need to plan, to feel supported, to explore, to understand yourself and make these changes. Join Mariposa Wednesday, the 6th at 6:30 as we begin to plan our themes for 2021. Healing Meditation Level 1 with Suzanne Hunt. There's still time to sign up. And our Legends and Luminaries event is now available for you to share. In the spirit of today's message, I want to read this simple, beautiful poem by Donna Markova, and then a closing prayer. And hopefully, many of you will join me on Zoom. If you're not going to join me on Zoom, I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for your donations. Don't forget, we live by the generosity of our community and our visitors, so all that you can and want to contribute, we are grateful for. We're excited for this year, and we hope that you will participate more than ever, not to make us feel good, but to build the strength of our connection and our community. And so we close this part of our gathering before moving into our Zoom. May I, may you, may we not die unlived lives. May none of us live in fear or falling. May none of us live in fear of catching fire. May we choose to inhabit our days, to allow our living to open us, to make us less afraid, more accessible, to loosen our hearts until they become wings, torches, promises. May each of us choose to risk our significance, to live so that that which comes to us as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which comes to us as blossom goes on as fruit. We close our eyes together and open our hearts in prayer to the one that is all, dear God, divine light. Bless each and every one that hears these words and feels this connection through our gathering. May this be our year to embrace the truth of our identity as souls on earth, spirits on a human journey. Bless us, guide us through beauty, love, joy. May we each be blessed with grace and balance through the difficult days and emerge again and again radiant with love and blossoming with blessings that we will share with each other and our world. Together we pray this is our turning point for people, for the planet, for all beings everywhere. The embrace of the spirit that we are, that we come from, and so together cultivate a new world that reveals our ancient truth, vibrant, wise, loving, and whole. Peace, health, evolution, and wholeness for all beings everywhere. Amen. So thank you, and join me now in the Zoom room. I'll see you in a moment.